asked Senator Ojodu yesterday, you know, whether or not, because 2 days ago or 3 days ago, the PDP was on TV. They had done a press conference. I think it was the spokesperson of the PDP, Mr. Ologwondiyan, who was talking about, you know, this plot to take over the National Assembly and forcefully impeach the Senate President. Now, I'd asked him whether or not they took that threat seriously, and he said that they were not going to take it seriously because the PDP was given to drama. That was what he said. He made reference to, you know, Senator Dino Melaye having said that he was on a tree for 11 hours and things of the sort. Now, when you begin to hear things like that, I mean, about the PDP being given to drama, we know that sometimes politicians will exaggerate issues to whip up sentiment. That is not something that is strange to the political, you know, scenario. What we haven't seen at this level of intrigues, allegations and counter-allegations. That's why it's very important that you state very clearly, you know, what you experienced and whether or not you can put, you know, very clearly what you experienced to the Nigerian public so they can make up their minds on what they want to believe.
Listen, the other day our mace was stolen in the National Assembly, in the Senate. We saw it all on TV. It was very dramatic, but it had nothing to do, I mean, all of us were in the chambers. Well, I wasn't there. I was on my way there to the chambers when that happened. So there is a lot of drama in our politics. That is the truth. And so for you to blame any drama on the People's Democratic Party is absolutely wrong. What I'm saying is, look, let us look for what really happened here. Let's not speculate about it. Let's not dramatize it. Let's not you know, over-embellish it. Let's find out what really happened.
The question is, does that kind of assertion or that you know, call, does that also go to members of your party? Because the questions we were asking are not necessarily in relation to speculation. We're asking questions about a television interview that everybody saw where allegations were made by PDP Senator Ben Murray Bruce, and we're asking you about that, and you're saying that there should be an inquiry. And I'm asking you, if he said those things, when he said those things rather, is it true or was it not true? And if it was not true, was that not an attempt to play up something that did not happen?
No, you're asking me to speak for Ben Murray Bruce. And that's why I'm calling for an inquiry. Ben Murray Bruce said what he said based on what he believed and based on the information he had. And that information came to him and he made it available to you at the time. And this is in real time. I want to believe it was in real time. Now that the event is over, we hope it's over, let us look back. Let us look into these events and see what really happened. And that's all I'm saying. Let us see what really happened.
I'm going to ask you quickly what you make of the acting president's actions. Do you think it's commendable? What precisely were your thoughts when you saw that particular action?
Well, my first thoughts were clearly this matter has been looked into and the vice president is privy to facts that the rest of us don't have. Secondly, based on the facts before him, he has taken a decisive action. And I think what is commendable is the speed with which he reacted. Because I don't know why he reacted. You know,
did you read the statement? Did you read the statement?
Yes, I saw snippets of it. Yes, yes.
Was it reassuring for you?
It was. It was. You know, at the time, it was reassuring, and I must commend him for it. Yes.
What's wrong with now?
Well, you know, I'm sounding like a broken record. Again, we don't know all the facts, and so we need to know all the facts. For now, he has put a Band-Aid on it. He has taken decisive action, but we need to know everything that happened and who else was involved in this plot and all that. We need to know everything, right to the roots of it. That's what I'm talking about.
It was seen that there is a resistance at some point, you know, by PDP senators. There is an attempt to protect the office of the Senate President. Would there be anything wrong if APC lawmakers believe that they are in the majority? I think first and foremost, there's still a debate out there as to who precisely is in the majority, and think that rightfully that position should be theirs.
No, that's not the rules of the Senate. Even a senator from APGA can be Senate President, provided he's voted for by the majority of senators. And once he's voted in, it becomes an issue of two-thirds majority to remove him. So those are the rules.
The contention as to which two-thirds majority. Is it two-thirds majority of those in the Senate at that time, or two-thirds majority of the entire Senate?
The entire Senate. The rules are clear. It's two-thirds, it's 73 senators that you need to remove the Senate
Is that
president.
the rules of the Constitution?
Those are the rules. Those are our rules. Yeah.
Well,
and those are.
You know, in fairness, Senator, we've seen a lot of kind of blurring of the lines on this issue. You know, obviously, the Constitution, Section 50, subsection 2, I think it's paragraph C, that says that you need 2/3 of that House or of that chamber. But it is not explicitly written that it is all the members of that House. Rather, it just says 2/3 of that House. And obviously, the APC at this point, claiming the majority, are saying, look, if we get 2/3 of whoever is sitting in the chamber, we can go ahead and change the leadership of the Senate.
I'm not sure. Did they say that?
Let me read it quickly
that's
to you.
what Senator Ojodu said on the program
no,
yesterday.
let me quickly read this. It says the President or Deputy President of the Senate or the Speaker or Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives shall vacate his office if he is removed from office, this is C now, by a resolution of the Senate or of the House of Representatives, as the case may be, by the votes of not less than 2/3 majority of the members of that House. 2/3 majority of the members of that House. Is it the House as that when sitting, at the point when sitting, or 2/3 majority of all the members of the House? It seems to be, you know, quite ambiguous on that particular matter.
No, there's no ambiguity. It's very clear. It's 2/3 of the members of the House.
You don't think that this is something that's going to need a judicial interpretation in view of that ambiguity?
No, there's precedence. There's precedence, and then there's and it's very clear. That's the way it is. 73 members are needed to impeach the Senate president. It's clear.
Well, if they can muster 73 members, what's wrong with that?
That's what the Senate president said yesterday. As soon as you have 73 members and 73 of you don't want me, I'm gone. He said that very clearly in his statement. And I think...
is it a position the PDP
he said he was
will
not,
accept?
Of course. I mean, if there's 73 members that are really, that are ready, that have a vote of no confidence in the Senate president or the deputy Senate president, and they muster 73, why not?
That interpretation clearly, obviously, would be in the interest of the Senate president in the view of the fact that you had yesterday 49 senators, PDP senators and other senators, 49 signing up saying, look, we're not going to let this man move out of this office. So that means, obviously, that you have approximately 60 senators that are not on that bandwagon, very well short of the 73 required. So, I mean, if you look at the interpretation of that constitutional provision, clearly the notion of 73 services the current Senate president, whereas the notion that it's just 2/3 of whoever's in the chamber services the APC. Is that not?
No, we don't need to go into all this. There's precedence. Remember what happened in Bayelsa State a few years ago, a few years ago about, and one or two other states, I think Imo State and so on. These issues went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has ruled on these matters. 73 is the number. It's 2/3 is 2/3 of those members of the chamber. It's not those sitting. So clearly the number is 73. There's no, these are settled issues.
Are you concerned, or were you concerned yesterday at the World Press Conference when not one member of the APC was there, apart from the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Yes, we were concerned initially, but then we saw them on TV in Uyo or in Ikotekpene. So it was clear to us that they had gone to Ikotekpene for the event there. And so, that was clear.
Well, considering the statement that they have issued, I mean, the party has issued, do you think that going forward it will be easy to work with your colleagues? How do you think that the defection, for instance, of the Senate Minority Leader, who has resigned his position now and has defected, will affect, say, the politics, the political balance within the chamber of the Senate where you sit?
In what sense? The political balance in what sense? In terms of numbers or?
In terms of numbers and in terms
politics?
of how the politics plays out?
No, I don't know. The Senate President has come to the PDP, and over 14 senators have come to the PDP. The Senate Minority Leader has gone to the APC. I think I don't see any. There's nothing unusual there.
There's nothing unusual. You don't think? Do you think that you'll be able to sit on time? I mean, even though we received reassurances from the meeting that was held yesterday with the INEC chairman, do you think that how soon do you?
I think the way we have behaved in the Senate,
yes,
throughout this 8th Assembly, has almost been in a bipartisan fashion. on a lot of the issues that we've dealt with. We in the PDP have been very supportive of the Buhari-led administration, and we've continued to be supportive. We've only criticized when there's really need to criticize, but by and large, we've said, look, give this man a free hand to actualize whatever it is he wants to actualize for the country, the promises he made, and so on. And so, to a large extent, we have not, we have been quite cooperative with the APC in the chambers in terms of legislation and so on. So I don't expect that to change. We're not. Look, the success of this country is in our best interest.
There's not going to be any fear. I mean, because we saw the rather abrupt manner in which the Senate, went on recess. There's not going to be any fear that when it reconvenes, perhaps political shenanigans might start again to try and take over the seat of the Senate president.
Well, if they have the numbers, if they have the 73 senators, then they can go ahead. But if they don't have the numbers, then nothing's going to happen.
Well, we have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily. Senator Gershom Bassey is a member of the People's Democratic Party and is also the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Petroleum Upstream